Imperfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect, imperfect, imperfectly, imperfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect couple. Oh yeah.
What up, what up, what up? This your man Tank, as you can literally see, one half this time of Imperfectly Perfect Couple podcast. Well, I'm gonna just jump straight into it. No, before you all assume, no, we are not ending Imperfectly Perfect Couple podcast or anything. No, it's just that, with our schedules, like we said before, on previous episodes when we've did podcast or whatever, just the timing, it's really extremely time consuming, especially with the family of our size, ranging from 15. Well, our son is about to be 15. By the time you guys see this, his birthday will be very close, if not already did happen. But yeah, like I said, so ranging from 15 down to the baby all the way to 3. And then you throw in us two with our, work lives and our own personal needs or whatever the case may be. It is extremely time consuming. And then to add on top of that, birthdays, holidays and birthdays all around in this time. So a lot of times, the way how our work schedules work out, I'm home during the day, through the Monday through Friday, at least 2 days out of the week currently. So with that being said, I was just thinking when I was at work, I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just go ahead, Tank, and why don't you just do something? Talk to your people. Say what up, though, to your people. So this is me coming to you guys. And I'm just going to be talking, we did an episode like this before, to where it wasn't really a topic, if you will. It was just like thoughts, questions, and just different things like that. So I just start off by saying, how was your Thanksgivings and all that good stuff? We just had, Thanksgiving, and the holidays, and that holidays is approaching, I should say. And for us, when the holidays get to approaching, that means it's birthday time, So just getting acclimated and adjusted to all of this stuff, or getting prepared. You know what I'm saying? Getting prepared. That's what we're doing. We're really getting prepared for the holidays and birthdays and all of that. And holidays went down pretty good. I can honestly say, Candy, listen, having a woman, a wife, a woman, a significant other that can cook. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with men being able to cook. You know what I'm saying? Barbecue, yeah, we, get out there and do your thing. You know what I mean? But it is, when I tell you that it is nothing like a woman putting in that work with that L to the O to the V to the E with that love. Man, look here, Candy, listen. And this ain't nothing new. She's always, in my opinion, she's always been able to cook to me. But the way how she, with this past Thanksgiving, the way how she got down in that kitchen, I mean, it was like game time. You know what I'm saying? She had our daughters in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Cutting up stuff and stirring stuff and showing them how to do this. And then on top of that, with the pastries and all of that, oh man, you know what I mean? Now, I'm not the biggest sweets eater. You know, that's not my forte. But she made a pound cake. Then she made a pineapple pound cake with some type of glaze on there. As a matter of fact, I posted the pictures. If not, you guys can check it out on Imperfectly Perfect Couple with Tank and Candy on all platforms. Hey, be sure to like or comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, we need that there. We need that. But going back to it. So yeah, she baked, I should say. She baked a regular pound cake, a pineapple pound cake with this glazed stuff that she made from scratch. She baked sweet potato pies. I don't eat sweet potato pies. I will get to that. She baked an apple pie. That's my shit. You know what I'm saying? My dig is the apple pies. That is me. Man, like, it's nothing. So top tier. So top tier. You know, I used to love when I was a child. You know, when I was in grade school, I used to love, you know what I'm saying, especially during this time of the year. You come in from school and, you know, my mom would be at work, but my grandmother or my aunties, whatever the case, they had started prepping, you know, the food, and you come in and you just smelling all them good smells, you know what I'm saying? Smell all that food is going, because it may be it's the day before Thanksgiving or whatever, and you smelling all that good food, and I'm like, man, it smells so good. That's when I fell in love with, you know, with this time of the year, you know what I'm saying? Thanksgiving and all that. But now I appreciate that shit on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? When your woman is in the house, in the kitchen, cooking that. Oh my God. Nothing. Listen, I think that's one of my favorite. This is one of like my favorite just times of the year. Cause I like the closeness, you know what I'm saying? And then just to see how, like I said, see her teaching our daughters, you know, some of them same things of what she's learned, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Now, the pie situation. Now, I used to eat sweet potato pie. I know. That may be, that sounds crazy. I know it. That sounds crazy as hell. I don't eat it no more. No, I don't like it. I don't want it. Nope. Give me apple pie. When I taste the apple pie, I don't know how old I was. I don't remember the first time. I don't know. All I know is when I taste the apple pie, I didn't want that. I didn't want no sweet potato pie no more. Give me the apple pie. You know what I mean? That was me. So, yeah. So, Candy, I'm gonna thank you later. You know what I mean? Thank you for doing all that. I'm gonna thank you later. Which, I mean, TMI. But anyways, yeah. So, our Thanksgiving was really good. I relaxed. We chilled out. And that was, you know, that's really pretty much been it. You know, just taking it easy. You know what I'm saying? Just taking it easy. Like I said, getting ready. Our son's birthday is December the 6th. He'd be 15, getting ready for that whole ordeal, you know, figuring out what we want to do, you know, because to me or to us, our son is at that point to where it's like, all right, man, you know, hey, we can go do some dinner, give you a couple of dollars, get you outfits, some shoes, some boots or something like that. And hey, you do you, you know what I mean? But yeah, so just, you know, just kind of figuring out what's that, getting prepared for Christmas, kind of the same thing with Gabe and Cassidy, kind of exact same thing. You know, because they up in age, you know what I'm saying? So it's really like, okay, yeah, we can get you your basic necessities. And the things we normally get them, which is, you know, every Christmas, pajamas and socks and all that type of stuff. But with them, it ain't no toys. You know, it's gadgets and shit. You know what I mean? So the two younger ones, yes, they want the toys. That's Callie and Kaylani. They want the toys. I do a lot of thinking, which I hope a lot of you do a lot of thinking as well. And one of the things I think I will start off by saying now, what I start off by saying is that who came up with this playbook with us being the new adults? Because this cannot be the same playbook that our parents was using. It can't be. This can't be the same playbook with us being the adults and whether if you have children or not, just balancing everything and making sure you do this correctly and do that correctly. This cannot be it. It cannot be the same. Somebody switched the pages up or something. Somebody had to do something, because I think about, like when you think about like large families. So like if you got a lot of aunties or uncles or whatever the case may be, you got a large family. How did our grandparents and grandmothers, and fathers, how did they do it? How did they manage to do this? Well, what I kind of think is that it's funny now that we're in those same seats and we're in them positions now to where, we're the aunties and the uncles and the adults that's, they got the households and all of that type of stuff. I kind of feel as if now, looking back at it, that our mothers and fathers and aunties and uncles, they was doing a lot of winging it. They was making a lot of this shit up as they went. Now, granted, some people might have came from, good circumstances or good backgrounds to where they might have had somewhat of a good start. But I personally believe from just the majority of our parents and aunties and uncles and all of them, a lot of them was making this shit up. And when you sit back and you think about it, now that we're in the same position to where, we got to figure out, the Christmases or birthdays and making sure that children is extracurricular activities is this, and balancing work and planning vacations and trips and balancing bills and checkbooks and all of that type of stuff. So I have no other choice but to believe that they were making a lot of this shit up as they went. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Because that's another thing that I think I want to touch on is that with social media, and of course, I know a lot of you have heard this before, but with social media, things are put out there and it's made to believe that everything is just all together. That's how people tend to present themselves because Facebook because social media is a place of, to me, it's a place of illusion. All of social media is illusion. I mean, hell, look at what all of the different AI apps that you have now to where you don't even know. Well, some people don't know when it comes to videos or pictures, if they're real or not. So with the advancement of just AI across the board, I think it's a thing to where, people tend to want to present themselves in a way that everything is all perfect. And I was doing, once again, some more thinking, which you guys are probably going to hear a lot of that. What that is you know you. You know you. Just like I know me. And if Candy was here, she would, she know you better than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And I think with the way how life is going at this point, you know what I'm saying? To where, when you turn on, your social medias and it's prompting people to feel as if that you got to have everything all together, or depending on what you follow or who you follow, people tend to put things out there that their best moments. They don't put them at their, I don't want to say lowest, but just what being confused or not having it all together. And that's my next segue, which will wind up being, if you think about it, you learn from, I don't even want to say mistakes. You learn from, I know I've learned from situations and when things didn't necessarily go my way. And that's okay. But with social media and the way how people believe or want to portray themselves, they want to make it seem as if that everything is all together. And man, come on now, let's be for real. That's not the case. That is not the case at all. You know, you're gonna win some and you're gonna lose some, or it ain't even necessarily a loss. It's the main thing is, are you learning from whatever didn't go your way? And you go back and you know what I'm saying, you make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Or you corrected it and you try that again, you know? And with trying again, I think that a lot of things that we were taught, such as a lot of the sayings, I'm kind of 50-50 on like a lot of the childhood, you know, like little sayings, you know, like one, the early bird gets the worm type situation, or, you know, work hard and, you know, you do this and you do that, or, you know, you don't want to, I don't want to say like brag, but it's not a thing of bragging. To me, it's more so a thing of like speaking positive on yourself. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I've learned is that when you are focused and you locked in and you got that tunnel vision, you know, to me, I think you access or unlock different parts of your brain, you know what I'm saying, to where you hide out a lot of distortion. And when you do that, I think that your focus, your focal point is so sharp to the point to where it's like anything is damn near possible, you know, and I've seen it. I'm currently seeing it. I've done it. But I think that, you know, with the way how we believe our lives have to go, or the way how we tend to want to model our lives, such as, you know, I want to be married at this time, or I want to be in a relationship at this time. I want to be in this career at this time. It's like we don't necessarily give ourselves time to really process and understand who we are and what our real true abilities are, and how certain methods may or may not work. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why a lot of us may experience that focal lock-in focus point only in spurts. And typically what most people do find that is through like, okay, a weight loss journey or something, you know, and then, you know, you do good on that. But it's like, if we paid attention to what we were able to accomplish, it's that same method throughout the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? But once again, like I said before, when we tend to believe that we have to be, you know, or have certain things in our lives at specific times, dates and ages, or whatever the case may be, or even try, or we actually make those things happen and we still don't really realize who we are and how we did it. It's just that we want these kind of somewhat like accolades that we did, quote unquote, certain things before I was this age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just locking in and really paying attention to how we were able to achieve whatever it is, and kind of duplicate that, you know, and being able to be visible, make yourself known and seen. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't talking about, I'm not talking about necessarily like when you come into a place, you just, you know, all loud or whatever, or, you know, you just all flashy. I'm not saying that. And if that's you, that's still fine. But even if that is you, or even if that is your method, people still remember that individual. You know what I'm saying? They remember that individual. So part of it is like my one guy, Dave, my guy. He had this saying of, it's basically giving people a taste, give them a taste that they ain't never had before. You know what I'm saying? And because when you do that, you leave an impression on people. And that's something that I've learned, you know, to where when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna be reserved. I ain't gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just work hard behind the scenes or be quiet and be meek about it or whatever. And it's like, okay, yeah, true indeed. Yeah, you did a good job. Okay. But ain't nobody asking about you. Ain't nobody checking on you. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why you have certain companies or the number one fast food chain that has on their billboards 99 billion sold or 99 billion served. It's a reason why they spend half. And at the time when I looked this up, their marketing budget is crazy because visibility is so important across the board. If you are that person that's a videographer, an editor, or you want to be in the fashion world, or you got this new business, or just whatever it is, we have to be able to be visible. So fuck what people have ever said or basically saying, oh, you doing too much. No, fuck that. Do that. Do too much. Do too much to where don't let nobody tell you that. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that, that I just been thinking about up until this point, you know what I'm saying, throughout my life, just basically up until some of the things that what I've learned, that's what I'm gonna call this. So don't feel as if, don't downplay yourself. If it's something that you see that you want, go get that shit. Speak up on it. Don't let nobody play you or basically a person place you where they want you to be. You know what I'm saying? You let a person know where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't give it to you, find another motherfucking way to get it. Let me see what else. Like I said, y'all, I really don't have I don't really have a topic. I really don't have I don't really have a certain direction of what I'm going in. I'm just really just talking right now. So, just to keep you guys updated on something, just to reach out to my people. It ain't even an update, just to reach out to our supporters, yeah. And then like speaking about like with social media, like the podcasting thing. I mean, I know we probably said it before, and I know I say that a lot too when we do episodes. Social media, it's most definitely a funny place. Lately I've been thinking about social media being equivalent to like how the music industry was to a lot of people in the late 90s, early 2000s. It made everybody feel as if that they can do it, and which is fine. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Do what you do. But don't let that shit ruin your life. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it ruin your life. Don't let it determine your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, have fun with this, because it is a bag there. You can get some extra dollars. I don't give a fuck if it's $10. It's 10 extra dollars of you getting that you didn't have. You know what I'm saying? And they giving that shit to you. And all you doing is just posting and doing whatever. So do that, but be comfortable with whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Going back to, let me see, what do I want to say? Going back to like with just life within itself. I've also learned that when people have their minds made up of you really not about to really change their mind. You know what I'm saying? You're not. No matter what the situation is, motherfuckers can say, oh, you're doing too much, or oh, you this, or oh, you that. But see, going back to what I said just a few minutes ago, that's why it's important for us, you, me, us. That's why it's important for us to let people speak up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Speak up for yourself. Don't let nobody place you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody determine your outcome. Um, what else? What else? What else? Where else do I want to go with this? Um, so yeah, so I really didn't know what I was gonna come on here and say. Like I said, I just really wanted to touch bases with our people. I kind of felt as if it was, this was too long. It was getting to be a gap with us updating you all from the podcast. So I was like, you know what? Hell, jump on here, get to kicking it with my people, and let's put in work. You know what I'm saying? Let's put in work. And speaking of work, it's okay. It is okay. And a lot of these things I'm saying are reminders, but it's okay for people to use you. It's okay. But know the difference between from when you're being used as an asset and being misused. You don't want to be misused. I mean, because hell, we use each other on a daily basis. If you in a relationship, if you in a marriage, if you are, you go to work, it's you all being used. But the moment a person misuses you, that's when it's a problem. And hell, speak up. You know what I'm saying? Speak up. Don't let nobody do that for you. Because see, a lot of times we feel too ashamed, or we don't necessarily want to speak our truths, or speak our minds. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do, they may label you as being confrontational. But fuck that. No. Stand your ground, man. Look, let it be known, because like I said, you could be the best worker, or you know what I'm saying? You could be very great at whatever it is that you do. But if you're not speaking up and letting people know what you stand for and what you're trying to do, they're going to look right over your ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that me personally, Candy was here, but I'm going to just say for me, we tend to instill that within our children. You know what I'm saying? Be stern. Don't let nobody just walk over you. No. And it ain't all got to be about, confrontational, and, it ain't got to be about, being confrontational or anything like that. It's just basically letting people know what you want and what you stand for and what you're not going to accept. Just that simple. Another thing of what I've noticed about with people, people love to have their egos stroked. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind out together. Get your mind out together. But people like to, they like to have their ego stroked. And recognize that. Recognize it. Sometimes people want those confirmations that, do you see me? Hell, you might, I might, we might even want that, because let's be for real. It feels good. It feels good to be acknowledged. But, you have some people that may want that a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? They want you to, they just need that. You know what I'm saying? They need that. And that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine, if they do. But if it get to the point to where it's too much, hell, you gotta let them know. You gotta set your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Set your boundaries, And what's the difference between a boundary? I just seen something pretty much, like your boundaries is like, nah, it's not a boundary is a hard stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, listen, no, motherfucker. No, I'm not. Chill. You know what I'm saying? So just keep some of them things in mind. Just pay attention and just look at what worked for you over the past years, and just because things may not or did not go your way, look at the things that did go your way. You know what I'm saying? And take that and try to reduplicate that.
Imperfectly perfect, imperfectly perfect. Imperfectly perfect, imperfect, imperfect.